This is Dawn in the Forests. It was painted up in Medlow Bath at about 6 o'clock in the morning over a few days.
And that's in the Blue Mountains?
It's up in the Blue Mountains, up near Blackheath, right in the middle of the forests. In the morning it does go this sort of orange in the forest, and it just breaks through for about 10 minutes, then it goes. I sketched it in charcoal, laid it down, came back the next day when it wasn't raining, because it rains up there a lot, and then blocked it out, yeah.
It must be a really tranquil place.
Yeah, it's just me and the dog. It's nice. It's a happy painting. I wanted to do a happy painting, so I done one.
So my Archibald this year is Courtney Act, and I've done a double portrait as Courtney in drag and Shane out of drag. So they'll come together and sort of blend as one. But yeah, I did a little double portrait to capture the gender fluidity that Courtney brings to the table.
Fabulous. And okay, what about the Sulman?
So Sulman is actually a self-portrait of me instead of some of my BDSM leather wear. So I've got like fringe cowboy, I'm wearing a strap on, I've got my cowboy hat and a rope. So it's very saucy. I don't know if it'll get in, but I figured it can't hurt to try.
This painting is a very special one because it's a COVID painting. I couldn't go anywhere to paint, and so I decided that I would paint my wonderful neighbour's wild bush garden on the foreshores of Sydney Harbour.
It looks so idyllic. Can you tell me a bit about the process and how you came about to paint it?
I start always with plein air drawing, and then in my studio I actually use that little plein air sketch to make a finished drawing, usually about A3 size, and that is the basis for my painting. And of course, as soon as I start using colour and paint, everything changes.
Well, it's a particular area in the National Park called Wattle Tree Flat, and I was there years ago and I saw this collection of rocks perched on the side of this cliff, with the Hacking River below it. And it's just a combination of those Angopteras articulating in space with the combination of the rocks and the water just really appealed to me.
It looks fabulous. And so tell me a little bit about the portrait.
The portrait is of a good friend of mine called Roger Scott. He's a documentary photographer. He's a very sensitive guy, quietly spoken, almost shy. And I wanted to capture that quality in his work. He's had a bit of tragedy in his life with his 2 children, and there's a sort of sadness there. But I didn't have the time to do a big painting this year. I just ran out of time and I thought I'll just do a smallish painting.
Well, it looks pretty big to me.
Everything looks tiny here.
It's part of a body of work that I've been looking at, of landscapes down the south coast towards the Bermagui area. And it's leaning up to a major oil painting, which I will do from these. But this is watercolour and mixed media, which is what I love using.
Oh, okay. And would you ever do that on plein air, or is this more of in the studio?
I do a lot in plein air, and I've probably done smaller studies of this to lead to a bigger painting.
It was a great opportunity to paint a larger-than-life figure in the art world, larger than life. The fact that she lives in Lismore, thankfully above the water's surface, but still she's been helping out families up there, and she actually requested to have this kind of pissed off face, because we speak weekly, have our little coffee chats in the mornings about this and that, art world, politics, whatever. And one of the greatest feelings with art is to vent your frustrations on that canvas. And so not only have I vented my frustrations, painting her in a particular way, in a particular emotion, is basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
It's nice to meet you. It's a painting of my daughter I did while we were in lockdown. I think there'll probably be a few lockdown paintings being dropped off today. But found some time between Netflix and Bluey to settle down and do a bit of arts and crafts in the house, and this is what turned out.
So it's a real COVID painting.
It is.
Can you tell me a bit about the work? Is it in oil or acrylic?
Yeah, it's in oil on like a wood panel. And I just watched like 6 hours of Vermeer docos on YouTube, and that's kind of where I got some of the lighting and the inspiration for the picture.
Right, and are you self-taught?
Mainly self-taught, yeah.
The overall name Inner City Personal Weather is a human interaction and the way humans interact with each other, work together, and the aspects of the physical and mental landscapes. There's a haiku element to the work in that the thought process and the idea is developed over a period of time, but the execution, might take a week, might take 2. but that's also a result of doing it a lot for a long time.